All right, I am back. It has been quite a while. We should slow down and then go. It's been quite a while since I made a video. Make sure I'm recording. Yep. This is the start of a video, but the actual video is me driving in the city like I was in Vancouver earlier. Since getting home, there's a couple things I wanted to change. So I'm just starting this to talk about something and clarify a few things for the video coming up. So in the video you're about to watch, I'm using a new camera setup. Like I have a Sony mirrorless camera behind me. I think this is going to be better, but my settings on the drive home were incorrect. So like the screen is like a little bit out of focus. So, which isn't too bad for the FSD part, but in my previous video I talked about the Tesla diner and it was showing things. So I just want to redo that right now, and then it's going to cut to my drive home earlier today. So this is going to just be me showing now. So yesterday the Tesla diner opened. So I can show it to you. So if you go here, hit charging, and then go all the way down to the United States. Holy, where is it? Somewhere in here. San Francisco, past that. Los Angeles. So scroll in here, and then look. So hopefully you can see this. These are all the chargers on the map, and then this one that has a very different icon. If you click it, that's the Tesla diner. So you could route to it right now. Or the really interesting thing is if you hit order food, this is the menu you see to order from the Tesla diner. Something to note that if you're close to it, I don't know exactly the circumstances, but if you're driving and you are routing to it, it'll pop up something like on your screen and be like, do you want to order ahead? And you hit that and you get brought to this screen. I think that's really, really, really neat because it opens up the potential for like Tesla to coexist and do the same thing with other companies. So let's say you're going to In-N-Out, Shake Shack, McDonald's, whatever. If when you choose to route the car to one of those places, if it popped up and brought you to a similar menu board, it would be really, really cool. There's obviously issues with the fact that like doing this is somewhat distracted driving. So I think that Grok being able to like take your order once you're on this page would be really cool. So let's say you open the page and then Grok just starts talking. It's like, hey, I noticed you're going to the Tesla diner. Like, what can I get for you? AI ordering already exists. So effectively implementing that with the car, really good job. We should go, hesitated a bit there. Implementing that with the car is to me a really doable thing, but also would just make the Tesla ecosystem so much more impressive. So anyways, for now, they have it at the Tesla diner. So here's the menu. You can see if you scroll through it, lots of good stuff. Worth mentioning, like, yeah, this isn't the healthiest food in the world. There's a lot of like fries, biscuits and gravies, burgers, but all the food is sustainably sourced. It's raw, like I think it's bought as like local as possible. It's neat. Like they definitely went above and beyond rather than just getting the cheapest food or products, whatever ingredients, which is nice to see. So yeah, if you clicked on this Wagyu beef chili, whatever, you can do your add-ons and stuff. And if you add it to the bag and then you go to checkout, so on this screen, because I have obviously Tesla has my payment information, it's really easy for me just to like hit whatever and go, like hit pick up, pay and pay. Something interesting, gratuity says Tesla covers tipping for staff. I really appreciate that. I think tipping in North America is insane, and I think a company should just pay their staff an appropriate amount, and it shouldn't be left to like customers to arbitrarily tip 5, 10, 20, 15% and feel guilty in doing so. Like every time I tip, I'm like, is that too much? Is that too little? It's silly. People should just get paid an appropriate amount. So I really, really appreciate that Tesla's doing that. But for now, the only option, and maybe it's different if you're actually there, the only option is for pickup. I think the plan is going to be like in car will work if you're there, and dine in will work if you're there, but if you're driving to it, it'll say pickup. But I think it's going to be similar to, what's the company, like Johnny Rockets or whatever, the one where they like rollerblade to your, like any drive-in style movie thing is the idea. So it's really cool. You would park your car, hit in car, and they'd come bring it to you. I'm sure there's like a way that it would know what supercharger you're plugged into, and they could find you that way. So really, really, really neat. I think that's awesome to see, and I'm curious to see what the future of that's going to be. And yeah, so I think that's kind of it. So now it's going to click to me leaving Vancouver. If I've doubled up on anything I'm saying, I apologize. 2 cars, and then we should just go right after this truck. Nice job. Okay, and then the other thing is, so the Tesla Diner just is a 80 car supercharger that just opened in Hollywood. When you're there also, you are able to, there's like huge TV screens that I think it only works if you're on the Wi-Fi there, so I can't show it to you, but you can pop up, you can press a button, and then it syncs your car infotainment with what's playing on the movie. So that way you can like listen to the audio or just watch the movie in the car. And yeah, there's lots of movies. They played like the Jetsons, so there's TV shows, things like that. And as well, they've said that they're going to do like Starlink launches, or SpaceX launches, which I think is really cool. So if there's some big SpaceX launch and you're around, you could be supercharging, hang out, and be just with a bunch of other Tesla fans. Yeah, it's neat. There's a lot of possibilities that are opened up with this new diner. And yeah, it looks really, really good. So hoping to make it down there. We'll see. My plan is to go down to San Francisco, the Bay Area, when Robotaxi opens there. And then I would make a trip from there to the Tesla Diner. So yeah. Anyways, the video now is going to start. I'm going to be in the alley in Vancouver driving. Please excuse the video quality for the screen. It's definitely a little bit like out of focus, but I'm hoping that it looks better now, which means it's how it'll look in the future. So yeah, I will see you guys later. I'll let you see how this interacts right here though. Highway's going quite slow. Really good job. We're slowing down. We're going to tuck in behind this van. We're on hurry. I'm going to pop it back over to standard, but yeah, really good job by the Tesla right here. Okay, me in Vancouver. Okay, so I'm heading home now. I was just down here for a job. In front of me, the car, there's no way it's going to see it. There's like some broken glass and everything, so I'm just backing up a couple feet here to get away from that. I'm not going to blame FSD. I just don't want to risk it. I don't know if you can see it yet, but there's some stuff on the ground there. So anyways, we're going to be pulling out of an alley here. Let's see how the car does. So starting FSD now. And yeah, I mean, there hasn't been an FSD update in quite a while, but apparently Elon did say on X the other day that effectively the Robotaxi software is going to go to customer cars very soon. Nice job stopping here before the curb so we can just go. Really well done. Yeah, the Austin build is going to be rolling out soon. Like could be very soon, could be a week, could be today, could be 2 weeks, but it sounds like that build is coming fairly soon. And then there's going to be another build with like the 4x parameter increase, kind of the huge update. That's going to be, he said Q3. I think we're in Q3 technically. But that hopefully, I mean, to be honest, if we got that before the end of the year, I'd be very happy. So that's kind of where we're at on updates. There's been quite a few software updates that I'll talk about, but as for FSD, nothing new has happened in quite a while. But with that said, I mean, I wish I recorded it, but I was so busy. We've road tripped to Calgary, which is about 13 hours of driving. And we also road tripped to Kelowna just the past weekend. And FSD did 99.99999% of the driving. It did everything. And it's, to me, really crazy to see how good it's gotten. my issues that I have with FSD on the highway are with the following distance and everything. But when the highway isn't that busy, which it generally isn't on longer road trips, I wasn't worried at all. Like, the car was doing everything. It felt safe. And there were multiple legs of that trip where I could have pressed the button and gone to sleep, watched a movie, done whatever. I mean, ultimately, like, I had to pay attention, but it's cool that it feels realistically close to at least being a level 3 software. I think very soon we could see in certain scenarios FSD unsupervised existing, where you can't sorry, we're good here, we're waiting. You can't sit in the back seat or anything, but you, I think for sure, could enable FSD. One sec here, what's gonna happen? I don't even know what I would do. Go around that, I guess? Let's see how this does. Let me come back to my little thought here. I guess I can keep talking. I could see a point where, not in scenarios like this, because there's a lot going on, but when you're on the highway or on a quiet rural road, basically enabling FSD and then it going into a mode where it's like, yeah, FSD unsupervised is enabled. Okay, the light's going to change. We should not go. 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 Okay, I had to disengage here. So that's too bad. So I'm going to re-enable it just from here and see what happens. Perhaps it would have just gone into the intersection and then stopped. It probably would have. I just don't like that it should have waited before entering the intersection, before she spun the stop sign, in my opinion. That was a weird one. It handled it well after I enabled it, but that was after she'd spun the sign, so whatever. So yeah, I think FSD unsupervised can exist, and it could allow you at that point to be on your phone, watch a movie, whatever. Like, the infotainment would all of a sudden click over and you could put a movie on. I don't think you'd be able to sleep, because my thought is that the car then, while driving, if let's say a situation like that popped up and it saw a flag, or it would like beep at you and say, hey, you should maybe not even take over, but like, you need to now supervise the drive for just a second here until we get through this like weird thing. That's sort of how Mercedes does it with their level 3 system, but their level 3 system is incredibly like narrow on where it works. But that general idea, I think, would translate well to how FSD is doing today, where 99% of the time it's fine, and it just needs to know before getting into an issue when to tell you to like supervise. That's my thought. Who knows? I could be wrong, but that's what I think. That's what I feel like the next step will be for FSD unsupervised. It won't be press a button, hop in the back seat. It'll be press a button. When it feels comfortable, it'll go into unsupervised mode. And then it could also, at any point with 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 3 seconds notice, tell you to take back over. So just a thing to note, and I hope it works. It looks like it might be a little overexposed. I have my like Sony mirrorless camera as the main camera, partially because I lost one of the mounts for the GoPro, but also because this should work better. But if this video is terrible as a result, I apologize. It should be higher quality. Like, it is a better camera than a GoPro. So hopefully you notice the difference, and hopefully it doesn't look too bad. I'm just looking back right now, like it's maybe a bit overexposed. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, so as I was mentioning at the beginning here, there's a TeslaVision contest right now, and I made an entry for it. I'll either play the whole thing right now or just tell you to go watch it. Depends. If I do start it right now, this will be the timestamp to click to if you want to skip it. put a lot of work into that. Jay and I spent several days making it. It's not perfect, and to be honest, that's partially because we forgot about it until the very end. The deadline was supposed to be, I think, last Thursday. And so Jay took a full day off work. I took a day off of work. Like, I didn't accept any jobs from clients. We spent several days doing it, a lot of time editing it because it was just before I was heading out of town. I submitted it in the morning, we left, and then like 2 hours later, Tesla on X was like, oh, by the way, we're extending the deadline by a month and a half, which for a few reasons is a bit frustrating. Like, I think the idea that it's a contest where you're putting your submission out to the public is a little bit awkward anyways, because it allows people to copy your idea. So it was very evident that people were waiting until the day or two before the submission deadline to even put out their entries. And so now I've put out my submission, and now people have a month and a half to look at that and perhaps make a better video using some of my ideas. I'm not saying people are necessarily going to copy me. I just don't love that happened. And then the second part of that is I wasn't able to do the last few things I wanted because I ran out of time. But now that they've extended the deadline, I don't know if I'm able to change my video, because I've messaged them on X a couple of times. I direct messaged them. I literally phoned Tesla and asked, and I couldn't get a clear answer, because in some ways it's very clear you get one submission, but then it doesn't really talk about updating your submission. I don't know. That's just me ranting for a little bit. So hopefully the video does well. I mean, we'll see what happens. Though August 31st, the thing ends, and then probably a week or two after that, the top 10 will get picked, and then from there we'll see who wins. So yeah. And then for Robotaxi, so my plan has been to go down to Austin. It's really unfortunate timing. Like, I got a super early invite. Thank you so much to the person that did that for me. But I got one of the really early invites, and I was going to fly down, and then like the next day I had a wedding, so we were in Calgary for that. And then as soon as I got back, I had a couple of things I had to take care of. So by the time I was like potentially able to go to Austin, which was basically Monday of this week, like a couple of days ago, it's now been so long that I feel like the initial like hype of Austin Robotaxi has died down. And they've also announced that Robotaxi in the Bay Area is coming very soon, pending regulatory approvals. Little message from Elon that says this is quite a yellow light. So I kind of think I'm just going to wait until the Bay Area Robotaxi comes out, because I mean, Texas is quite a flight for me. It's it's expensive. It's a long day of travel. I think it's like 9 or 10 hours depending on the flight I get. Whereas the Bay Area is it's a single flight. It's short. It's cheaper, and it'll be new. So I'm hoping that my invitation to the Robotaxi app just extends to Bay Area when it comes out. So if that's the case, I'll definitely fly down like as soon as like day one, get a bunch of content, and then probably from there road trip or fly to California and check out the Tesla diner is like my perfect world situation. So with that said, that's all a cost out of my pocket. And Jesper, one of the guys who watches the channel and a friend on X as well, he was incredibly generous and donated quite a bit of money for me towards a flight. So I really appreciate that. I mean, I've said in the past, like, donations and everything are obviously appreciated, but not necessary. But that does help, because this does take my time. It does cost me money. So something like that means a lot, meant a lot. So thank you so much, Jesper. You are an incredibly kind person to have done that. Yeah, thank you. And for anybody else that wants to do that, I really appreciate it. You can gift on YouTube, and then as well, I think I can give you, I'll put my email in the thing, and you could send whatever. People don't need to send me money, but if you want to, you can contact me and we can figure something out. Yeah, donations are really appreciated for this channel. I'm by no means making millions of dollars doing this. I only have 1,700 followers, so like the YouTube paychecks pay for basically FSD every month, and that's kind of the like nice thing is I'm making $100 a month paying for FSD. That's really great. But yeah, the Robotaxi is cool though because I have the app, I get the updates to talk about what's being improved, and they've made like several big improvements since the app first launched. They're adding like a way, basically it's like an Apple Find My, like it points you towards where the car is, which is really handy. I mean, right now it's obvious because there's like 10 or 11 Robotaxis, which one it is, but in the future, if you look at videos where people are getting out of concerts and there's like 20 Waymos, it can get confusing as to which one's yours. So the idea, if there's like 10 Robotaxis parked in a really busy area, you can use your phone and it'll like literally point you to where exactly which one is yours. And then you can hit a button, you can flash the lights, you can honk the horn. Really nice quality of life things that they're doing. And they're doing it at a point before it goes public, when there's still like a small group of people only testing it, so that when it does go public, I think already it feels very polished, but I think when the normal people get their hands on it, they're going to be really impressed by it. So they added that. And then what else? I'll put all the updates on the screen right now from like the 3 that I've gotten. So yeah, really, really cool to see Tesla improving as fast as they have on that. And then I don't think I've made a video since it happened, but they delivered, and this was quite a while ago, it's kind of ages how long since I've made a video, but they delivered a Tesla from the Gigafactory in Austin to some random human being's front door, which I think is insane that they're doing that and showing that it's possible. It's just neat. I mean, this guy, he talked about it on X. He's like, I'm a nobody. He's like, Tesla just reached out to me on like a Tuesday being like, hey, do you want to take delivery of the first fully autonomous car being delivered to you? He said yes, and then the car showed up at his doorstep, which is, I think, the coolest thing ever. Seems like it had the Robotaxi software installed, so his version of FSD was that. When they delivered the car, they uninstalled the Robotaxi software and then reinstalled just FSD 13.2.9. So he has just regular FSD, but he got a car delivered to him 30 minutes of driving almost, like that's highway, city, everything. And of course did it without any issue. Tesla released a sped up video and then also a full just real-time 30-minute drive to show people like this is real and this is what happened. Very cool. Very, 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 very cool. I definitely showed that to a lot of friends and family, just kind of explaining how neat I thought it was. And in some ways, like the application of buying a car and it showing up to your house has some complications, because like what if the car shows up and there's a scratch? Like how do you refuse it? And when the car shows up, it's going to have no plates. So how do you get plates on it? Because usually you get that done when you buy the vehicle. So there are definitely like things that in the current implementation of how buying a car works, it won't work. But even if they don't use it for that, just imagine a world where your car has to go in for service. Let's say it's something minor, like that doesn't affect the car, how it drives. When it needs to go in for service, you would press a button and it would drive itself to the Tesla service center, get serviced, and then they would send it back to your home. Like that's a very real, very cool application of how this technology could be used. Because otherwise, when you have a car that goes in for service, you have to drive there, you have to drop it off. You either have to wait and hope that they have a loaner car. If they don't have a loaner car, you're kind of just stuck waiting. Like it's not the best experience. And if the car drove itself home, that would certainly improve the overall service experience. And that's just one thing. I mean, you could also push that out to being, there's a world where, again, things need to change given how they're currently implemented. But if you order food, you send your car to pick it up, and then the restaurant would understand that, okay, this is a Robotaxi car coming to get the food. It would put it in the passenger seat, whatever, and then press the button, send it on its way, and your car can like pick up your food for you, whatever. Like, it is just effectively the thought of a Robotaxi, but seeing it happen and seeing the real world use cases for it are very exciting to me. Good job, by the way, getting onto the highway. We're in standard mode with our max speed at, see, I don't like this. The max speed offset's broken. Like, the maximum is 80, and the car can go 115, which is very wrong. So I'm gonna roll that back to like 95. Not a huge deal because we're in traffic anyways. I just don't love the idea that it wants to go 115. And for software updates, I recently got 2025.26, I think it is. It's, I think, this summer update. A little bit light for Canadians, not to complain about a free software update. Like, obviously, I think it's incredible. But the changes were, I'll show you here under, so there's this new tab called Audio. And if you click it, I think that's new, because I think that was buried somewhere else before. But you can save multiple presets. Like, you can create presets. So if you have whatever, like a EDM preset, create a preset. If you have a podcast preset, you can do that. I never change this. If there's anybody in the comments that has recommendations, let me know. I just keep it on standard and flat and whatever and do that. But it is cool, I'm sure, for people that care about audio a little bit more. And then the other thing that's really neat is you go click the sync lights with music button. So this is all new, this light sync feature. So if you sync with music, and then you can choose match album cover, I'll put a clip up, and basically, like, to the pulse of the music, these lights will change, which is really neat. And then you can enable Rave Cave, which when you're parked, it gets even brighter, because I think by default, let's say these ambient lights will only max out at 50% brightness, and then when you're parked, it goes to 100%. And that's just a safety thing, because when they're 100% bright in the nighttime, it's quite dark. I think it'd be very distracting if they were at full brightness all the time. So that was a really cool feature that they added. I think they added a couple like things with superchargers. So now if there's like access codes or pay parking, when you go to navigate to a supercharger, it'll tell you that. It'll say like the access code to get in the gate is this, or there is pay parking to park here, and this is the price, whatever. It's just nice because it's just making the whole supercharging experience incredibly seamless. And then what was the big update was Grok got added. So Grok is now in Tesla vehicles, but it's not in Canada yet, which is really unfortunate. I would love to show you it right now, but I can't. But basically how it works, I think, is you press and hold this. I think. I've never used it, so I don't know. And you get Grok, but it's only a voice assistant. Like, Grok has no ability to interact with the car at all. So if you say, like, where is the nearest burger shop? And it's like, hey, yeah, there's a burger shop. In-N-Out is 10 minutes away. If you say, can you navigate me to it, it cannot do that. Like, it can't add navigation to the car, can't do anything. I think the idea is that it's supposed to come later in the future, but as of right now, the Grok and the car are completely separate. Like, you still have if you press it just normally, you still have the voice control button that exists today for actually like controlling the car. So it's cool. Like, there's definitely a lot of times that I'm driving that I just have like random questions that I want to Google effectively that Grok would be able to answer. And I hope we get it in Canada soon. But as of right now, it's not here. And I think that's kind of it for like bigger Tesla news. Like, there's a few things here and there, but because it's been so long, I don't want to bring up old EV news. So I'll just try and make these shorter videos more often. Hope you guys like the format. Sorry that it's been so long. Like I said, I've just been very busy. But let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about the new camera setup as well. If you notice a difference between this and the GoPro, I'll continue to record like this. Yeah, I appreciate all the support. Hope you guys are having a good summer, and I'll talk to you guys soon. GoPro, stop recording.